The ballot is set in Tucson's primary election happening August 27th. Much of the focus is on the race for mayor, with 3 Democrats looking to represent the party in the general election this November. The Tucson Sentinel's Dylan Smith joined us to discuss the candidates. Dylan Smith from Tucson Sentinel, thanks for being here.
Absolutely.
How would you describe the field of candidates for this next mayoral race here in Tucson?
Well, limited in a way. I mean, we've got a pretty good primary shaping up on the Democratic side, and we have no Republicans running for mayor at all, or at least none who made the ballot. And nobody from the Libertarian Party, no Greens running. So it's really a 3-way race in that Democratic primary, and then already qualified to be on the November ballot is an independent candidate, Ed Ackerley. He gets to avoid running through a primary by running as an independent.
And what do we make of that? Because he turned in quite a few names on the petition that he didn't have to, but he got them.
Yeah, to run as an independent, to go for nomination by not going through a primary, you have to get quite a number of signatures at a minimum, way more than to get on a primary ballot and compete. And he got twice as many as he needed, so he demonstrated the kind of support to get moving in that way. We'll see if he raises the sort of money and gets the sort of traction in a campaign over the next several months to really give whomever emerges from that 3-way race in the Democratic primary a real run for their money. And there we've got Regina Romero, who's on the city council. She's leaving her seat, trying to seek that top post. Steve Farley, the former state legislator and Democratic gubernatorial candidate. And also in that race is developer Randy Dorman. So you've got people with slightly differing views on things. They certainly don't align on every issue, but they're all fairly standard, a little bit left of center Democrats.
What are some of the big issues? Because it varies depending on who you ask.
Well, certainly in Tucson, just as in Pima County overall, transportation is a big deal. And most specifically, the state of our roads, and trying to continue the process that we've begun of reinvesting in them, getting them fixed up. And Farley's long been a transportation advocate, more focused on mass transit. He was a big proponent of a project that didn't happen, which was running light rail all the way down the Broadway corridor. The voters rejected that a while back, but then of the streetcar and of buses. And some of the other candidates, especially Romero, are starting to kind of pick up on that and developing their own transportation ideas.
We won't see a Republican name in the mayoral race. Does that mean the party is not prepared to handle the council, given that there are so many Democrats?
Well, certainly it's a little bit difficult for most Republicans who would be supported by the Republican Party as it is today to run in a city where they're outnumbered basically 2 to 1. We've got a big chunk of non-party voters, independent voters in the middle, but there are basically twice as many registered Democrats in the Tucson city limits as there are Republicans. So just on a party line basis, it's a difficult race. We have seen in the past, Republicans run and win. Bob Walkup was a Republican mayor who was so popular that one time the Democrats didn't even run anyone against him, and that wasn't so long ago. So it's possible, it's just difficult, and you have to find the right candidate with the sort of broad appeal. And really that undercuts the Republican Party efforts to run for the council as well, to not have that standard bearer at the top.
So we had elections in 2018, we'll have this one in 2019, there's another one coming in 2020. Dare I say voter fatigue playing into this at all?
Well, there are sort of 2 schools of thought about that. One is that because Tucson has had our elections in the off years when there aren't federal and state candidates running, that people get a chance to pay more attention to these races that would be all the way at the bottom of a very, very lengthy ballot, where we get to actually have real conversations and pay attention to who's running for mayor and city council. There's a recent move in the state legislature that's trying to force Tucson to align our elections into even years so that we would have our city council races, our mayoral races on the ballot with the congressional races and the legislature and everything else. And we will see how that plays out. Tucson's got a pretty long history of conflict and court cases with the legislature and the state over how we run our elections. And Tucson's won every time. This one, the there may be some power from the Republicans in the legislature to push Tucson off of our sort of off-cycle election system.